Good morning, dear students of class 7. I hope all of you are fine. Students, today we are going to start with a new topic of our grammar section, that is prepositions. After going through this PowerPoint presentation, you will be able to understand the concept of prepositions, types of prepositions, their illustrative examples, and identification of different prepositions in a sentence. So, what is a preposition? A preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun and establishes positional relation with other words in the sentence. For example, in, to, from, by, with, on, beside, etc. Here are some sentence examples. He is sitting on a chair. The ball went across the boundary. She committed the mistake in spite of great care. Harry jumped into the river. So, all the words which are underlined are the examples of prepositions. Now we come to the object of a preposition. The object of a preposition is the noun or pronoun governed by a preposition. The object of a preposition is usually, but not always, the noun or pronoun to the right of the preposition. For example, in silence, without prejudice, to me, to you, by whom. Students, don't forget that the object of a preposition can be a pronoun. On the right hand side, you can see one example with pride. So, with is the preposition and pride is the object of the preposition. Now we come to the types of prepositions. We have three types of prepositions: preposition of time, preposition of place, and preposition of direction. Firstly, coming to the preposition of time. A preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period. For example, at, in, on. Usage of preposition of time. We use at to designate specific times. For example, the train is due at 12:15 p.m. We use on to designate days and dates. For example, my brother is coming on Monday. We are having a party on the 4th of July. We use in for non specific times during a day, a month, a season, or a year. She likes to jog in the morning. It's too cold in winter to run outside. He started to job in 1971. He is going to quit in August. All the words which are highlighted and underlined show prepositions of time. Usage of since and for. We use for when we measure time or a period of time, like seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years. For example, he held his breath for 7 minutes. She lived there for 7 years. The British and Irish have been quarreling for 7 centuries. We use since with a specific date or time. He's worked here since 1970. She's been sitting in the waiting room since 2:30. Some more sentence examples are: my birthday falls in November. The town is always well decorated at Christmas time. We always have a huge celebration on New Year's Eve. Birds often migrate in spring and autumn. Coming to preposition of direction. Preposition of direction shows us where or in which direction something moves. For example, up, around, under, through, from, etc. Some sentence examples are: the hikers walked up the hill, the cat crawled under the fence, water runs through pipes to your house, they walked around the park. So the words here which are underlined shows preposition of direction. Thirdly, we come to preposition of place. It is a preposition which is used to refer to a place where something or someone is located. For example, at, in, on, under, etc. Now, usage of preposition of place. We use at for specific addresses. For example, Nina lives at 55 Green Road in Dehradun. We use on to designate names of streets, avenues, etc. Her house is on Boretz Road. And we use in for the names of land areas, towns, states, countries, and continents. She lives in Dehradun. Dehradun is in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is in India. So, all the words which are highlighted and underlined show us preposition of place. Some more sentence examples are: they placed their books on a table. I met him at the bus stop. There is a cat under the table. They were running on the road. Next, we come up with the usage of between and among. Now, between is often used for two items, whereas among is often used for three items or more. Coming to the example of between, they are building a new road between Manchester and Sheffield. Sometimes between is used with more than two things. For example, our house is between the wood, the river, and the village. Between is also used when naming distinct individual items. It can be two, three, or more. For example, I'm trying to decide between the athletic shoes, boots, and high heels. We use between to connect times or numbers. For example, a child develops rapidly between the ages of 13 and 16. Now, among is often used for three items or more. For example, the old temple is hidden among trees. Is also used when the items are part of a group are not specifically named. It must be three or more. For example, the secret was spread among the crowd. And thirdly, among is used while describing something that is in the middle of many things. For example, she lives in that house among the trees. Next, we come up with the difference between for and since. For is used with a length of time, and since is used with a point in the time past. For example, for 5 years, for an hour, for a long time. She waited at the station for 2 hours. Coming to since 10 a.m., since September, since 1992. She is working since 7 a.m. Now we come to the usage of beside and besides. Beside is used at the side of. The fisherman waited beside the river. And besides means as well as. Besides water, we brought some cookies. Next, we come to the usage of above and over. Now, students, above and over can both be used to mean higher than. Like the water came up above or over our knees. Can you see the helicopter can you see the helicopter above or over the place? Now, above is used when we think about measurements on a vertical, like up and down scale. The temperature is 3 degrees above zero. Heights of land are given above sea level. The summit of Everest is over 8,000 meters above sea level. Whereas we usually use over when the meaning is covering or crossing. The plane was flying over Denmark with numbers, expressions of quantity, or measurements. Like you have to be over 18 to see this film. I hope the concept of prepositions is clear to you. Now we come up to the quick recap. A preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun and establishes positional relation with other words in the sentence. Next, we have three types of prepositions: preposition of time, preposition of direction, and preposition of place. And lastly, we came to the use of among and between, since and for, beside and besides, and above and over. That's all for prepositions. I hope it was clear to you. Thank you.